just a minute or two here for the players to get warmed up before the start of the game. Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Atlanta, Georgia at the Phillips Arena. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr. Here is Corver, covered by Outlaw. Millsap attacking. Passes it to Cool Hands. And stolen by Patterson. Outside Thomas. Here's Outlaw. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Outlaw's got his first 2 points.
Mike Malone, the new head coach of the Sacramento Kings, son of a former NBA coach. Mike has been credited with helping teams improve their defenses, whether it was in New Orleans with Chris Paul, last season with Golden State. But Malone, very well regarded in the NBA coaching circle. So the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey guys, a bit ago Mike Malone and I were able to chat. We talked about the keys to this game, and he singled out Paul Millsap as a player they've simply got to be mindful of. Coach told me he's always been an energy guy, someone you have to locate and box out every possession. But he's developed his offensive game to the point where he's more than just a hustle guy. He's also a scoring threat now, and a guy we can't leave open. They'll be watching him, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And the Sacramento team, Clark, not without offensive talent, but their defense has been their shortcoming.
And that's the area they've got to ramp up and improve. And Coach Malone is going to have an opportunity to put his stamp on this team by improving them at the defensive end of the floor.
The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against Los Angeles.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game. And no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Yeah, defensively, they have to pick up the intensity and close out on shooters.
Steve, you're right. I mean, they're getting picked apart out there, and the intensity on D's got to pick up as well. I mean, you can't have it on cruise control on defense.
And the Kings making a change here. And Mbaamute's checked in. Into Millsap. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2 points possible. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
Yep, it's been a clinic at that end of the floor, no question.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And stolen by Patterson. Here's the break. And Outlaw slams it in.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Here's Carroll. Oh, and he just knocked on the puck. And a double. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Kings.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for them early on.
And we're also seeing a lot of fast break hoops, so this team doing a nice job getting easy points.
On the court for the Kings as the second quarter gets underway. McCallum is out there with McLemore. Then it's Salmons, and it's Hayes, and it's Mbaamute in at the 4 slot.
The Hawks made the playoffs again, but ended up losing in the first round to the Pacers in 6 games. Dropped the first 2 in Indiana, won the next 2 in Atlanta, but it all ended when the Pacers got them in Game 6.
Salmons gets the bucket. Salmons got 5 points now this quarter. The Hawks trail by 16. Picked by Horford. Here's Cool Hands. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Lakers.
And no question, you look at his assist totals. I mean, they tell you what a nice job he was doing with really spreading that ball around.
Just 2 to shoot. Outside Carroll. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
You can see where the Hawks rank in the league stats over the last 10 games. second in assists, fourth in field goal percentage. And they're in the top third in the league in blocks. They're a team that really doesn't give many good looks.
Yeah, and Clark, let's go back to the assists for a second. I mean, this is what makes this team good, I think, right now. They're sharing the ball. They're getting great ball movement and spacing, and they've become so efficient offensively that they've become a nightmare to guard.
Well, and for the Hawks, it's been 6 consecutive seasons with basically this group. Certainly Joe Johnson left as a free agent to Brooklyn. But, Steve, they have yet to get past the second round in any of those playoff runs.
I think that's why they decided to part ways with Josh Smith and originally with Joe Johnson 2 seasons ago, just to make that next step, start fresh. And they may take a dip here, but I think the future does look bright.
Tipped away. Steps back and fires. And the Kings check on 2 more.
Wow, they are just red hot, guys, not missing a thing.
Sometimes you see a player get on a tear like this, Steve, but never an entire team.
The Hawks trail by 19. Here's Cool Hands. Outside Williams. Now the dish to Cunningham. And it's blocked by Salmons. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at Miami. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot. But it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Hawks. Quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
I think for Atlanta, you know, they've had a very tough time getting anything going so far. I mean, this was not the kind of start they imagined for themselves.
No, I'm sure it wasn't. I mean, they had high hopes coming into this season, and yet everything seems to have gone wrong for them.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
You know, Carl Landry has, throughout his career, played mostly as a reserve, but he is a super sub, a guy who gives you starter caliber scoring and competes defensively on the backboards. That's just what you want off the bench on your front line.
Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Thornton, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Let's take a look at Lou Williams. Some of the stats for him. How last month turned out for him. He's putting up 17 points a game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. The points have been coming for him at a prodigious rate, and that's exactly what they depend on, his scoring ability and his drive.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he is, a driven player, Steve, someone who can take an opposing defense and just shatter it with his ability.
Well, going back to Landry, a late bloomer, certainly cut from the freshman team in high school. You know the story, barely made the JV team. He didn't play consistent minutes until his senior year, and Carl Landry has become, in a lot of ways, indispensable for Golden State.
And it was in junior college, Kevin, that he really found his game. His coach told him to be more aggressive, looking to score, and once he did that, he really discovered he had a gift for it. Then, of course, went on to Purdue and had an excellent college career.
Both free throws good from Cool Hands.
Well, when it came to getting wins away from Sacramento last year, the Kings were anything but kings of the road. Only came away with 8 wins as a visiting team last year, and that puts them near the bottom of the league in win total.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, Hands, in the last outing against the Lakers was just a man on a mission. He ended with 11 points, and it was his usual story. A lot of drawn fouls and a lot of free throws made for him. You really can't have a better shooting performance than that. He ended the game perfect from the field.
All right, Doris, well, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game, or has it, you know, like Steve, you begin taking a toll physically?
I think it just depends on the individual, Kevin. Probably depends on, you know, how he's feeling physically overall, but usually a guy who has a big night like that, it's going to carry over, just the confidence. It'll carry to the next game.
Yeah, I would not agree with you there, Steve. There's something about confidence in this game that really fuels you and energizes you. When you've performed well, then you feel like you can do it again and again and again.
Thompson and the Kings check on 2 more. And back to the Kings on the road for a second. That total of 8 road wins had them tied for the fewest in the entire Western Conference, Steve, along with the Suns.
It's not a surprise when a team is just bad, when they don't have an identity. There's no way you're going to be competitive on the road. They didn't defend, and they were selfish with the ball. Other than that, they were fantastic.
From 8, and Thompson sends it back. They retain possession. Brand, good.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
For the Sacramento Kings, their last game, a loss to the Bobcats.
Yeah, it was tough to see that one coming, really, because I thought that was a game they were going to win. The final score really caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, but I think they really tightened up at the end, Steve. I think they were trying too hard to avoid the upset instead of focusing on going after the win.
Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Thornton.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
The 3-ball. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Well, he's got that quick trigger, the very quick trigger on a shot, and doesn't hesitate to pull up as soon as he gets his hands on the ball. He's a very aggressive player.
Well, defensive pressure is always going to be at its weakest in that instant when the pass gets there. So having a good feel for the catch and shoot serves him well.
Clock at 6. And he gets the bucket. 6 points for Cool Hands.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. Stop allowing baskets in transition. That was the message he conveyed very clearly to his players. Being in the position they're in, probably a smart move to go to the clipboard and switch things up while we're still in the first half. Kevin?
And thank you for that, Doris. Over to the wing. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Teague for 3. Offensive rebound.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
There's the screen. Here's Cool Hands. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Cool Hands got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Outlaw the pass to Thomas. Banked in off the glass. Thomas got 13 points.
Boy, he's really doing a nice job taking advantage of what the defense is giving.
Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Thomas. And it's blocked by Patterson. And the Kings pushing it up now. Vasquez running. Tries yet again. And he lays it up and in. He's got 7. 54 seconds left here in the second. Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Thomas. Here's Cool Hands. And Mba'amute pulls it in. And Mba'amute's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
He kicks to Patterson. But they get it back. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. And the Kings making a change here. And Patterson kicks to McLemore. Sacramento moving it around. Vasquez dishes to Outlaw. Sacramento again missing. Here's Jenkins. He had 10 points in the win against the Lakers. Feeds it to Korver. He dishes it to Millsap. Good! Millsap's got 12 points in the game. So as we can...
Now, presented by Sprint.
Thanks for tuning into the
Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return, a twilight view of the skyscrapers over Midtown Atlanta. What a game we're seeing from Thornton.
He went off in the first 2 quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing. We might see some changes here in the defensive approach they use on him in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him like he has been.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And so in the game for the Hawks, Cool Hands in at point guard. Elton Brand is out there with Horford. Then there's Paul Millsap, and it's Williams at the shooting guard. Atlanta's shooting has been terrific, 54% on the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Isaiah Thomas, guys, was the last pick of the second round, 60th overall his draft year, but he has been terrific, can pass and score, and has stepped into the starting point guard role for the Kings and showed he belonged.
There's the feed to Landry. Good. Landry's got 6.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
Horford with the screen on Thomas. Cool Hands passes to Horford, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Going back to Isaiah Thomas and the Kings, they really needed a true point guard to set the table for everybody. His emergence was a pretty nice story for this team.
Well, he's always been doubted because he's only 5'9", and he wasn't drafted high, wasn't recruited that heavily, but I think he's demonstrated that he can hold his own with the best in this league.
And you look at Landry, and he does lack the size of most power forwards, but he's excellent in finishing around the goal, and it helps him keep defenders honest with a nice, reliable outside shot, too.
And Carl Landry's such a great knack for scoring around the rim.
He's a tough guy, a genuine tough guy. He gets the ball in the paint, and he'll go up and score with little jump shots or maybe put-back shots. Great hands, and really keeps himself in good condition.
And there's the foul. It goes on Cool Hands. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it, and the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
They're doing a great job of not giving the ball away, and that's a big reason why they're winning.
Brand, a screen on Thomas. 6 to shoot. Elbow shot. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Finally a miss, but still 4 for 5 shooting to start this third quarter.
Taken away by Williams. Kicks it to Millsap. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 3 assists now in this one.
Man, great ball movement. They're just picking this defense apart with their passing.
Well, how about the 3 Ps, Steve? Purposeful, precise, passing. We love it, and so does this team because they're taking advantage of it. Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Millsap. Coach has called on him to play a very big role at that end of the floor tonight, and as far as he's concerned, that hasn't quite taken shape yet. He also told them their offense needs to center around the pick and roll. That's a play he feels they can use to really exploit the weaknesses in this defense. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here's Cool Hands. Pass to Horford. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Salmons. Thornton for 3. Paul Millsap with the rebound.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half. He's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounceability.
Pass to Thornton. Dishes it to Salmons. Floats one. Can't hit. The Hawks have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Millsap kicks to Horford. And that one's good. Horford's got 8 here in the quarter.
You know, they're being very one-dimensional right now, going to the post every time. But if it works, you don't need another dimension.
Well, they're taking this defense to task, quite honestly. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And now here's a quick peek at the best rookie free throw shooters over the course of the past month. Well, you look at McLemore, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic. And, of course, cool hands. Same can be said about him.
Well, they're both fundamentally sound, or at least they were in the past month. And I think their success at the free throw line is a part of that.
Yeah, and I say taking care of business from the charity stripe, not going to be a concern for either one of them.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Only 1 turnover up to this point. I mean, that's sensational.
It really is, Kevin. The one thing you do not want to do is create opportunities for your opponent, and they're not.
And the Hawks making a change here. Cunningham's checked in. Thomas kicks to Thornton. On the wing, Salmons. And there's the foul. It's on Jared Cunningham. That is his first foul of the game. Atlanta making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in. Here's Thornton. 22 points for him. They get it again. Here's Schroeder. And there's the pass to Cool Hands. To the wing on the left. Here's Cunningham. Nice shot from the wing. Cunningham's got his first bucket of the night.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Thomas goes in. The reverse. And he sinks the layup. Thomas got 4 points this quarter.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Well, the business of the NBA in pretty good stead. The Kings sold back in May for a record price of $525 million, and the Seattle group had offered even more. Team value certainly on the rise around the league. Better arenas, more lucrative TV contracts. Part of the reason that's the case.
He feeds it to Hayes. Outside Thomas. Passes it to Salmons. Here's Landry. 6 on the shot clock. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And back to the bidding war for the Kings with the great offer from the Seattle group. Steve, do you think there's a chance the league could expand to Seattle?
I think so, especially with that tremendous offer that the Seattle group put forward. And now the new CBA, it's made it much more favorable for the owners. I think in the next few years, we will see at least one expansion team, maybe 2.
Kings leading now by 18. Thomas with the ball. 17 points in the game. There's the dish to Mbamute. Patterson passes to Mbamute. Landry kicks to Patterson. Lets it go from deep. Good. Patterson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Here's Cool Hands. He's got 14. Baseline jumper. Sacramento grabs the miss. Landry's got 7 rebounds in the game. Their last encounter was in Sacramento.
Now, the last meeting was a successful one. They're very sharp defensively, causing a lot of turnovers, and that swayed the game in their favor.
Vasquez dishes to Landry, and that one's good. Landry's got 12 in the game.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Here's Cool Hands. He kicks it to Cunningham. Pass to Schroeder. Feeds it to Cunningham. Lets the 3 fly, and he gets it to go. Cunningham's got his second basket of the night. What an easy win for him last time. As Steve mentioned, Clark, the turnover differential was a major factor.
Yeah, I'd call it disruptive in a word from the defensive standpoint. They were all over him the whole game.
A timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll. Horford
with the screen on Thomas. There's the feed to Cunningham. Now the pass to Cool Hands. He dishes it to Cunningham. Off target with his three.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
They shoot again. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Horford. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Kicks to Cunningham. Launches it. No luck. Kings leading now by 22. Thomas with the ball. Now guarded by Cool Hands. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Hawks shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Horford with the screen on Thomas. Passes to Schroeder. From past the arc. That is good. Schroeder's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Kings have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Thomas, that's good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
Here's Cool Hands. And the shot no good, a bit short. Here's Vasquez. No luck. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge... The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
It was a beautiful pass, nice, intelligent basketball. The execution was perfect, and that pass set up the open 3.
And a look at the 5 for the Kings to start the 4th. We've got Salmons. McLemore is out there with Thornton. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Hayes in at center. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Sacramento.
Well, they forced a decent number of turnovers in this one, fellas, and they've turned most of those turnovers into points.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
The Kings making a switch here. Landry's checked in. Here's Salmons, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot too. Paul Millsap picks one up.
After having a strangely off year from behind the arc in the 2011-12 season, John Salmons got back to his usual sharp shooting ways last year, guys. He shot over 37% from long range.
Well, and for Salmons, a starter last season in Sacramento, played almost as much as Tyreke Evans.
That might be a stretch for Salmons at this point in his career. He's a decent passer and defender, but he shot under 40% from the field. You know, he's gotten older. He's been a very solid player throughout his career, but I think the older legs are starting to catch up.
Back to Thornton. Salmons passes to Thornton. Fast break, the Hawks. Rejected by McLemore.
Well, an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
The Hawks trail by 19. Millsap sets the pick for Williams. Brand right side. And stolen by Thornton. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Dishes it to McLemore. Launches a 3, and he gets it to go.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
The Hawks shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Thornton. Cool Hands passes to Millsap. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Kings leading now by 20. Now here's McLemore. McLemore off the pick from Salmons. Here's Thornton. That one goes. Count. Thornton's got 24.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Brand, a screen on Thornton. And there's the foul. It goes on Cool Hands. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I like this, Kevin. This is a lot better ball control from them, as they really haven't had any turnover problems in a bit.
John Jenkins checked in for Kyle Korver. Landry gets the bucket.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Millsap a screen. Cool hands passes to Millsap. It's stolen by McLemore. Pass to Thornton. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Thornton's got 4 points in the quarter.
No way you can get back into the game if you continue to give up layups.
Here's Cool Hands, guarded by McLemore. Screen by Brand. 5 on the clock. There's the dish to Williams. Good.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And there's the foul. It goes on Cool Hands. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Frustration foul there. You've got to maintain your composure.
Yeah, he lost his cool there, Steve. I mean, you can understand it, but you can't excuse it.
Thomas checked in for the Kings. And here's Thornton outside. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thornton's got 10 points in just the second half. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Brand a screen on Thomas. Here's Cool Hands. It's rebounded by Thornton.
Well, it's the edge they've had in that area on the glass that's played a big role in this game.
Yeah, they've got some strong guys, Steve. Guys that are strong and well put together, and they've used that strength to their advantage down low.
Here's Thomas. Horford with the block. Here's Cool Hands. He feeds it to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Grant kicks to Millsap. Here's Cool Hands. It's good from the top of the key.
Millsap. With yes.
Kings have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Thomas goes in. Picked his pocket. Fast break, the Hawks. Here's Cool Hands. Again, the Hawks score.
Not too many of those shots were dropping for him in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Now, here's Thomas. Not a lot of room. He kicks to Salmons. Pass to Hayes. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Yeah, he didn't have to slow down at all, guys. Just perfectly timed pass there.
Here's Cool Hands. Horford with a screen on Thomas. The pass to Cool Hands. Picked by Horford. Cool Hands passes to Williams. Another 3 for Atlanta.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Thomas goes in, feeds it to Landry. Brand comes to help. Thomas dishes to Thornton. Kicks it to Salmons. Just 4 to shoot. And another 3 for Sacramento.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Brand a screen on Thomas. Cool Hands passes to Horford. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, Horford missed a big chunk of that 2011-12 season after he tore the pectoral muscle in his shoulder. But he bounced back last season and arguably had his best year of his NBA career.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. Offensively, he wants them to work the ball around more than they have been. He told his guys they've rushed things far too much at that end of the court, and it's leading to sloppy possessions. He was no less emphatic with the second point he made, which was to close out on those perimeter shooters and prevent them from doing too much damage from long range. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks again, Doris. And going back to Al Horford, a career high, Clark, last season in minutes played.
Yeah, he averaged a double-double for the first time in his career, Kevin, so that injury didn't give the Hawks pause. They rode Horford more than ever, and he was up to the challenge.
Here's Thornton. Here's Landry, and the rejection by Brand. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Sacramento making some changes. Jason Thompson, he's checked in for Hayes. And Mba'amute comes in for Carl Landry. And Travis Outlaw subbed in for John Salmons. Now the feed to Outlaw. Pass to McCallum. And the shot is good.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Kings.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just at times seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
So this marked the 15th win of the year for them.
They simply refused to let their opponent off the hook in either game of this season series. That's why they're going to finish the year with a record of 2-0 against the Hawks.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for Marcus Thornton. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
The Hawks have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter, really getting it done. Picked by Horford. Rejected by Mba'amute. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And McCallum kicks to Thompson. Doubled by Scott. McCallum, the pass to Mba'amute. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, no good. So the Hawks will take it the other way.
Well, it looks like their comeback hopes are out the window. I think this lead is safe now.
Yep, this one's a done deal.
And Carroll gets it to go.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass it.
Sacramento's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Here's McCallum. He dishes it to Mba'amute. Here's McCallum. That's good.
Well, the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this building and weren't in